Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. So Shomu sir, any interesting question today?
Very interesting question today, sir. Ideally, this particular problem combines an idea of geometry, a basic idea of geometry with a basic idea of time, speed, and distance. I would categorize it under time, speed, and distance because the primary idea that we have is related to time, speed, distance. But then if you are good with basics of geometry, then you can actually simplify the calculation part and simplify even the process that you apply. So for example, similarity is something a very strong concept in geometry, right? So if we understand the basics of similarity, then we can resolve these kind of questions in the simplest of manners. So without further ado, let me just get into the problem. So we have wheels of bicycles A and B. The radii of both are given respectively as well. So while traveling a certain distance, each wheel of A required 5,000 more revolutions than each wheel of B. Now, the important thing to note here is this subtle way of saying this, while traveling a certain distance. So meaning that both bicycles A as well as B must have traveled the same distance, right? While traveling a certain distance. While traveling that distance, whatever that is, each wheel of A required 5,000 more revolutions than each wheel of B. Now, if you're good with the basic ideas of geometry and time, speed, and distance, you must realize by now that if I have the radii of the wheels given to us, then using that, I can obviously figure out the circumferences. And what is the significance of a circumference in this particular question? When you're traveling a certain distance, the wheel would make a certain number of revolutions. And the revolutions concern the circumference of the wheel. So let me just elaborate this for 1 minute. So if I have, let's say, this point on the wheel, now if after a certain distance it has traveled, so this point moves along and again comes down. So basically what has happened? This particular circle circumference is sort of becoming this flat line, something like that, right? So by the time this point moves up and then again falls down at the ground, basically we have covered this entire revolution. Right. Isn't it? So one revolution can be somehow mapped to a certain distance depending on the circumference, right? So that is the significance of circumference in this question. Now, if you understand that, then you should be able to understand using similarity that if the radii are known to us, then you have the ratio of radii, then you can quickly calculate the ratio of circumference because the ratio of radii should be equivalent to the ratio of circumference. Basic similarity concept, right? Correct. And if a particular tire is smaller than another one, then the first tire, which is smaller, should take more revolutions to cover the same distance, isn't it? So this part is very common sense, right? So by the time you finish reading the sentence, these two sentences rather, you should be able to comprehend a basic picture of how to map this relationship of radii with the difference of revolutions, because this data is about difference of revolution, right? Each wheel of A required 5,000 more revolutions than each wheel of B. So we have been given a difference in number of revolutions of one tire of A and one tire of B, isn't it? Right. Now, later it says if the bicycle B traveled this distance, so this certain distance, right, in 45 minutes, then its speed in kilometer per hour. So we are looking for the speed. Time is known to us. If I have to calculate speed, effectively, what do I need to calculate? The distance. Right. So essentially, this question is looking for the distance. Yes, to finally find the answer to the question asked, we have to convert that to speed using the time provided. But basically, we are looking for the distance. So now that we have understood this, let us simply solve this. So we have the two tires, A and B, or two bicycles, A and B. So I'm just considering one tire of A and one tire of B. So everything I'm going to write here is from perspective of one tire of A and one tire of B. The radii being in the ratio 3:4, the circumference, or rather one revolution, should be equivalent to 3:4. 3:4, right. Now, the number of revolutions for a specific distance, whatever distance that is, should be inverse, right? The smaller tire should take more revolutions than the larger one. So this should invert to 4:3.
Right.
Now, what do we know about the revolutions? We know that the first bicycle's tire has taken 5,000 more revolutions. So the difference between these two should be 5,000.
Right.
But it is actually 1, right? So if I have to scale 1 to 5,000, I have to scale each one of them by 5,000.
Right.
Now, what is the concern here? We are concerned about which particular bicycle B, right? So I'm not even doing this operation. I mean, I can do it. I mean, it's nothing to do. But then let's focus on the objective. So we now know that bicycle B's one tire has traveled or made 15,000 revolutions.
Correct.
Also, whatever revolution that the particular tire has made, corresponding to that, what will be the distance? Multiplied to 1 circumference.
Correct.
Because each revolution corresponds to 1 circumference, right?
1 circle. Right.
So we have the radii or radius of one tire of B as 40 centimeters. So the circumference should be 2 pi into 40. But this is in centimeters. Don't forget the unit. So this is what we have, right? So
Correct.
now whatever distance. So this is the distance that one tire of cycle B has covered. Now this is pretty obvious that whatever distance one tire of cycle B has covered, the cycle B itself has covered that much distance.
Same distance. Right. Right.
So this is the distance in centimeters. But remember, our calculation is in kilometers per hour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly convert this to kilometers. So in order to convert centimeter to meter, I have to divide by 100. And in order to convert meters to kilometers, I need to divide by 1,000, right? So effectively, this entire thing, or rather 15,000 into 2 pi into 40, for now I'm just writing it as it is, must be divided by 100 into 1,000.
1,000.
So this, I hope you can see, goes off. 40 into 15 is 600. So if I cancel out the 600 by 100, I'm left with 6.
Right.
So we have 6 into 2 pi, or rather 12 pi kilometers covered by the bicycle B in 45 minutes.
Okay. Right.
So in 45 minutes, if the bicycle B covers 12 pi kilometers, then in 15 minutes, that is the offset from 60. And by the way, this is 1/3. So this should be 4 pi kilometers.
4 pi. Right.
So just add this, you get in 60 minutes. This is covering 16 pi kilometers, or that should be the speed in kilometer per hour. So that's our answer for this problem.
Right. Pretty simple one.
Pretty simple one. So, I mean, see, on the face of it, this might look a little calculative, because if you start by, let's say, the circumference and stuff, I mean, it's not that it will be tough to do, but then you will actually, utilize that, the actual value instead of using the ratio. If you do it, it might become a little overthinking. I mean, you might waste a little more time than you would if you simplify the problem in terms of similarity. So similarity is a strong concept in geometry. I mean, this is something which should be instinctively coming to every aspirant whenever they look at a problem based on similarity, right? And as I've discussed in all of our lessons, if you remember, that's a long time back for you, but if you remember, I mean, similarity is not just limited to similar triangles, right? I mean, any shape, any same two types of shape can be similar to each other. So, for example, two circles, because circle is completely symmetrical, two circles will always be similar to each other, right?
Right.
So, yeah, that's it for this problem.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. It was a lovely question. Thank you guys for joining in.
If you haven't yet checked the full playlist containing this video, then check the description for the direct link. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated with our daily questions, tutorials, and problem-solving sessions, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to never miss an update. In addition to our daily questions, we also offer comprehensive preparation for CAT and other management entrance tests. If you're looking to excel in these exams, we highly recommend checking out these courses in our website. To get a taste of what our courses have to offer, we invite you to take a free demo The demo will give you a glimpse into the quality and effectiveness of our teaching methods, study materials, and practice resources. You can find the relevant links in the description of this video. Have a nice and successful preparation ahead. See you in the next one.